What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Big pots. In the past 100 or so hands that I've played, what are the biggest pots that happened? All right, I'll go first. Jack 10 should open from the cutoff, and it should get folded around. Let's see what happens. Jack 10 opens. The ace 9 calls. Once the ace 9 calls, it's only two big blind. At this size, I might have to call with 9-10 here, even though I'm double dominated and I'm going to lose, and this is terrible. I might have to for only one big blind here. This is cuspy. 10-8 is an easy fold here. And I call. I don't know. We'll look at that. That'll be a thing because I don't know that. All right. But anyway, this should go check. Jack 10 should check this. They can bet it, but they should check it. This goes check. He decides to bet big. And I think off that, the ace 9 should definitely fold. And with my gut shot, 100 big blinds deep, when it comes in, it's going to be, I'll lose to ace 10. And I have a 9 of hearts. I'm going to call one. I haven't lost enough money yet. There we go. Call. All right. Hit gin. This is great. We're going to go for a check raise, I would guess. Check, bet. Yep. Now let's raise. Especially because he can call us with flush draws. There's a lot he can call us with. Let's check raise. Yeah, we check raise. We get called. That's not great. The 10 comes in, which brings in the flush and brings in the ace. So now we're dead. And we check. And he bets.
Hero call this.
And we hero call it. And our hero call, is it based on anything on his stats? Nope. It's just based on stubbornness. There we go. We got it. All right. Up next is Larry.
Sure. Let's look at a hand.
All right. Have a hand, Larry. Oh, wait. Before Larry gets his hand, we're going to look at one thing in the two big blind world. All right. We're going to look at this is going to be the wizard because we want to look at the two big blind wizard settings. We want 6 max, classic cash, pre-flop only, 2 big blind opens. And now when the 2 big blind opens, and that was the button raise?
No, it was cutoff raise.
And button called.
Small blind call.
Small blind called. Okay. And here we are with 9-10. Yeah. It's pretty terrible. But you can see how it sneaked you in. I mean, even 10-8 does it a little bit. It's just so small. You're playing this almost like a tournament for this one big blind. Wow. Okay. But not these.
And interesting, if you change it to a button call,
it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I think that falls off.
Yeah, these will fall off. Definitely. I think, but I don't know if these will.
Even the one no gapper.
Let's see. Yeah, the button call is much worse. Yeah. Everything falls away except for this little nonsense here. And missing, and I'm gonna happily miss this and never play these. Okay. Good point. And also I bet at 2 point, I bet even in this configuration, let's just go to 2 point. Let's just move it up to 2 1/4 and see if it maintains. Okay, so we want the button folding, small blind call. Yeah, even at 2 1/4, all that nonsense dropped away. So it's really sensitive. But the 10-9 still there. So I feel good about the 10-9. Feel good about the hand. All right. Larry.
All right, so I would imagine you are going to raise, and what's going to happen is that you might get a fishy call from 7-5. You might get a flat from, I think probably you're gonna get a flat from King Queen.
Right.
And we're gonna go heads up.
Right. Could be some raises from King Queen. He raised. That's good.
Yeah, so you should 4-bet probably to 23, 24 big blinds. Yeah, and he should fold.
Yep, but he doesn't.
Yeah, so this is terrible. I mean, King Queen off is really a 3-bet bluff.
Yeah. Yep. He did not realize that. So now when the flop comes 10 jack ace. I'm just ace, okay.
So, you should be, I mean, in theory, you bet range here. Often, I would imagine you bet range on an ace high. Flop out of position in a 4-bet pot where you
I do a
call.
lot of betting range with 4-bet pots almost regardless of the board. I mean, there's some boards that might be terrible, but most boards, I suspect in a 4-bet pot, you bet range
Yeah,
and you
Yeah.
bet small. You bet, you know,
so SPR is very low. I mean, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
But we're not really incentivized to make this a true street game here, I don't think.
no.
I
we're not-
often you see this go like for geometric betting, for flop shove, for bet flop shove turn geometric betting, but here our hands are good.
Yeah.
I would use a ridiculously small size here. I would go,
Like 5, right? Like super.
yeah, I would go like 10 to, I'd go like 10 to 15%.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you really want to do, yeah, this is fine, but I might go a little smaller.
Yeah.
A little smaller feels kind of ridiculous, but I think this is fine.
Yeah.
So this is a very interesting spot. I don't think you're motivated to fast play here. I mean, I might be influenced by what I'm seeing. Obviously, I think we're going to slow play almost always if we have the ace of hearts.
Yeah, but we
Like,
can't have the ace of hearts.
but we can't have it. So, well, I'm just saying, like, let's say if it was
Yes,
the
If
ace
it
of
was 5,
diamonds and we had, or something, or it was 8 heart, 5 heart,
yeah,
ace of diamonds, then we have the ace of hearts.
then we can slow play.
But, I don't, so I think your SPR, so after you call 60, it's gonna be 60 plus 80, the SPR is tiny. I
Yeah.
think there's
so
no
if-
reason to, I think there's no reason to fast play here. I don't think you need to be, I mean, it's uncomfortable
Mhm.
because you don't have a heart and there's a front door draw.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that you're motivated with this SPR to fast play.
Yeah. And I
Anybody
get-
can tell me I'm wrong,
Well,
but I think you're motivated here to, I mean, I think you're motivated here to flat because of the SPR.
yeah, I think so, but then you leave out the possibility of him playing really badly. You're only considering him playing badly.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so this is horrible. So, wow, he just gave it to you.
Oh, look at that turn. Look at the turn. You can feel it coming.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, I think that's some of the worst play we've seen.
all right. So he doesn't have that hand, but let's see what the aces want to do here.
While you're
So-
looking at that, what do you think about fast play versus slow play there?
I think in general, we can slow play it.
You think
Um,
either's fine?
The problem is that when he's on a draw, he's gonna buy that free card check, and then when you bet the river, when he doesn't get there, you don't get any more money.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the same thing I ran into
Yeah, so it's,
in that live hand that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago.
so that's why I'm looking it up. I'm specifically looking it up because of that struggle and tension. So low jack raises, button calls,
Well, you're
Sorry,
gonna,
basis.
button raises.
button raises, low jack goes 24, and he calls with his king, queen suited. We'll give him, he's got king, queen suited.
Yeah.
We-
Oh,
Ace, 8, 5 with the ace of hearts, 8 of hearts, and 5 of clubs. Not that it matters. There we go. 5 of clubs. Here we are with ace, ace. So our size is very determined. So notice bet range.
Yeah,
You can,
generally betting range here. So it likes to use, so the
love-
25% pot, I think,
yeah,
is interesting. I would choose a smaller size, but
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah. So it loves this and we're happy with this. And we did one of these. He then did a non-standard size raise.
Does he have raises here? No.
Yeah, he does.
Well, not
Raise.
really.
Yeah, he
But-
raised. And now we just
Fast
Yeah.
play it.
go. There we go. We're done.
But he doesn't, I mean, he doesn't really have raises. It's only 1% of his range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otter's
So-
fine.
This is where-
I would slow play at that SPR.
Mhm.
At a higher SPR, I think you're motivated to fast play, but you're totally right. I mean, the range that, well, it's hard for him. One of his primary, having the ace of hearts changes how many draws he has, but he still has like king, queen hearts,
Yeah,
maybe queen, jack of hearts.
Yeah.
So I totally see your point. I would slow play here, but I think either's fine.
yeah. So here's my narrative thought about it, not range versus range, which is we bet range small. He
So I
just,
think, for everybody in the call, I think this is important. I mean, someone who's gonna play street poker here and just try to vibe off what your size is relative to pot and make this mistake. I mean, this is why really small bets with top of range can often be profitable.
so he has said with his bet that he likes his hand.
He has, yes.
So he rarely has an ace. There's only one ace left, but it does exist. So he said, I like my hand.
Yes.
And if he likes his hand, I don't have to slow play because what he likes here are he likes set of 5, set of 8, all which are going in anyway. He
Yeah.
likes an ace. He likes heart draws. And when I call this bet, he can check behind so easily on a heart draw and I can get no more money. If you
Yeah,
like,
that's valid. That's
Yeah.
totally valid.
he can't fold a heart draw to this.
Yeah, this is exactly what I did against that guy
Yeah.
live a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. He can only fold absolute nonsense to this. Which he said I don't have. And then he tried to convince me he didn't have. So yeah, it's very weird. All right, Mike, you're up next.
Okay, raise the kings, fold around is what should happen. What's gonna happen? I don't know. I guess maybe Jack 10's gonna flat you, or maybe Jack 3's gonna flat you. Let's see what happens.
Jack 10's gonna flat me. Jack 10's gonna raise me.
The old min raise.
The worst amount in poker.
All
I
right,
did
well
one of
then-
these. I did one of these the other day. It was a click error, so it wouldn't have gone to 5. It would have gone to 4.5. So that's one thing to look at. When you get raised from somebody 4.5, that can often be that they entered a standard size raise. This is only online, not live. They entered a standard size raise without seeing your raise and hit return, and that's what it gave them. So you don't have to look at a 4.5 raise and say, oh my God, it has to be ace.
Right, he could have typed 3 in there, and then like he didn't see your raise or something.
Exactly. Or he could have had a thing where he was typing, he was typing an email and it comes back and he hit return in the email right as the window comes up. So those two happen. All right. But he does this on purpose. This is on purpose. And we are gonna,
Yeah, I would go to 17 personally.
okay, 17 is good.
Okay,
I'm in position, so
yeah. All right, well, that was easy.
yeah, these can't all be filtered for me, can they? All right, that's nice. All right. Tura.
Thank you for the spew, sir.
Yes, thank you for the spew. All right. And what happened? What was it on the flop? So it went here. Oh, he
A
just
bunch of low
he
cards.
just lost his one. He just lost his mind pre-flop. It wasn't even on the flop. All right. Well, there's no thought process. Tura, you're up.
Ace king should open.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
real quick on that last
Oh,
hand. Sorry, Tura. I did want to actually discuss one thing about this. You had talked about making it like you made it 12 there instead of like a larger size. I was thinking because this is such a relatively small raise that I know that we don't have to make a big raise because we're in position. However, we're still relatively small in the size of the pot, right?
Yes, that's a really good argument for me making a bigger raise. Is that the normal 4-bet size in position, which is only 2.3, which I'm doing a normal 4-bet size here, but his 3-bet should be
Yeah.
twice
Like,
this. So the
like
pot,
if he makes it 11, then the normal 2 X like whatever is going to get you up into that 24
Exactly.
side.
Yeah.
And then you
This
have the
pot-
stack to pot ratio that's much nicer. Whereas here you're still really have a really big stack to pot ratio.
Yeah, you're right. That's this pot is not big enough for a 4-bet pot. That's absolutely true. So I think that's a good argument for doing it. It seems insane that this engendered spew. This should look to him fucking strong. That not only am I reopening the action, but I'm keeping him in. I'm begging him not to fold with this size. So that's spewalicious there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I agree. I think I should have gone bigger. Not against his particular hand and not against his particular spew, but in general, yes. All right. Tura gets a raise of gets the 5-9 to raise.
3-bet from the villain.
Mhm.
4-bet from the big blind.
Yeah.
And 5-9 should fold.
But instead so one thing to point out in GTO world, this guy has no calls. There are no hands to call here. This is all 4-bet or fold. In GTO world, just to remind us of that, we'll do it in the lovely peak. Here we go. Button raises. Small blind 3-bets. Big blind has no calls. There are no calls. And jacks are enough here. And to remind you that if the same thing happened, but they were in earlier position, you would still have no calls, but jacks would not be, not be happy. Look at all the folding now. Same situation, but early, not even crazy early, just early. Low jack, high jack, big blind, no jacks. Put it in, make it the button that does the raise, big blind, still no jacks. Just super respectful of how respectful this guy has to be of that guy. But cut off button, jacks are going to be in there. That's where your line is. Hijack button, we didn't do that one. Jacks are. Yeah. So you've now determined how good jacks are. He should be 4-betting. All right. This guy's got to fold. And Jack shouldn't you lose a lot of money on this. They should lose 1 bet with a heart.
Yeah, ace king I think should start with the bet and yeah, I guess both sizings are fine, small and half pot,
Mhm.
and jacks should call.
Yeah, sadly, jacks have not lost enough money yet.
Oh,
Boom.
ace king now that villain called, so he's gonna have eights, and then he's gonna have some flush draws and maybe like king queen. He's gonna have eights through queens, I guess.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect him to have queens. And now ace king can probably go for a check jam, or yeah, and jacks should bet small because of the SPR, and ace king I think you have to jam.
No, he's actually scared now. I think he's just gone into hope mode. Well, that screws both of them.
And now check, and I would still jam jacks.
Yeah, there's only 50 left. You take it.
And ace king, can he fold? I guess.
I think an easy way to think about this part of the hand is just fold if you're blocking with the ace of hearts. I'm sorry, call if you're blocking with the ace of hearts, fold if you don't have it.
That's a really good way to do
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it's
Also-
simple, and I think it probably meets the frequencies.
And villain, if he's bluffing, he has a flush draw or a weak pair
Yeah.
or a 9-10 suited that comes in the river.
One
So
question,
I think you can get away here.
one question, Larry, on your idea. When
Uh-huh.
this queen comes though, if you have the ace of hearts, do you check call it or do you jam? No, you jam it if you don't have the king. You jam it as a bluff. You check call it if you have the king. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, good. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, okay. Pain. Is there anything else we wanted to say about this hand? Oh, yeah.
What are you guys
the-
doing on the turn?
So, I think this is a check call turn. You check with intent of calling, but here, the reason I think you can fold very often, not only does the heart come in, but all of his kings come in that you had beat.
It's a very good point.
He,
He's got a lot of king of two pair.
when he plays incorrectly here and calls and has a king, when he has a king, it is ace, king, king, queen, king, jack, right? And I'm, king 10 suited, maybe, probably not, but I mean, those are the ones. And there's your jack that beats you, and there's the queen that beats you. Now you're beating king, queen. Now you're beating king 10 is all that's left. And is he really going to bluff king 10? Is he going to turn king 10 into a bluff now on the river against your hearts that you can have?
Yeah, and then
At-
he has 9s and 10s and
Yeah.
maybe 7s.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough bluffs.
Yeah, and I don't think he bluffs those. I think when he bets the turn and gets his answer, he's just happy to get to the river here. He's got to have really nothing to want to turn this into a bluff, I think. I mean humans, not solvers. All right. Skate is up.
All right. Yeah, so I guess we could open what is it, 10-6 suited on the button.
Yeah, 10-6 suited on the button is good, but he goes for jack 8 in the hijack. Because he's a tournament player, maybe? They raise jack 8 in the hijack.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay. Okay, well.
Yeah.
He goes for that. I'm guessing, let me see this guy. No information, fold, yeah. Good, that's a good fold. And defending. Yeah, we'll defend king 7 to the sides.
Yep. We will. Oh boy.
Oh, pretty good flop.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, this is you?
Yep, this is me.
Ooh. You got a combo.
I got a combo.
He could do anything. I'm guessing you're gonna go for the. Oh, well, let's see what he does. You're gonna definitely check, and depending on the size, you might raise. Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah.
Raise this combo. This is a good combo to raise.
Yeah, there you go. There's a raise. He's definitely gonna either call.
Yeah. He is not incentivized to check raise, to check bet raise. He's not incentivized to raise re-raise here. But if he does, and he just goes, screw it, I'm gonna get it all in with a pair and a draw. It's that's old style poker. He's got enough outs to do it. It's probably not his best play, but it's not terrible. And that's what he basically goes for.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I mean, you could do this maybe with like
Yeah.
like the ace or the king.
Yeah.
High flush maybe, like at best, but or maybe like combo including that would be even better.
Yep.
But Yeah, no, I don't like it.
Yeah. But but I do understand it. And now is my best play to jam or to call? I don't think I get to fold a combo draw like this. Gut shot, flush draw to the second nut, overcard.
Jam.
I think you're gonna jam.
All right, let's just jam it. Let's just jam it. And not get there. Okay. It is me is up next. Let's see. Let's see this one. This one's fair. All right. This is gonna be hijack. Comes in for this. All right. Hijack. Notice we do not have this hand here. Tournament players have this hand. Also at 2.5, we don't have this hand either. This is a 3 because it's the one we have to solve for. There we go. Raise. Big blind is going to defend king 7 all the time. With a tiny kiss of raises. And we have 9-8. Okay. We have 9-5 of diamonds, 8 of hearts. 8 of hearts. Here we go. And we check range. And we don't care what he does with his jack 8 suited because he doesn't have it. But whatever he does, he bets small.
This feels donkable, like in
In the
in
wizard.
like a wizard, yeah.
Yep, it is. It's definitely donkable. My hand, though, my hand prefers a check raise to a donk. Or I prefer a check raise to a donk with my hand. That's a better way to put it. He bets small. Now our king 7 suited absolutely is allowed the raise, and the raise size that it prefers most is to about 7, and we go the equivalent of 7. And now he decides, screw that, and re-raises, but he re-raises bigger than this, so that's a problem that we don't have that option. But when he re-raises, my king 7 of diamonds can absolutely shove it if it wants to. It can call, but here they like the call. They like the call with a combo draw better at this size. All right. Everything we said made sense. Right, that was skate. So this is me. All right. Fold, 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 fold. King Jack here should be 1, 2, 3. This should be an open. King Jack should open here. Let's see if he does. He does. Good. King Queen here should be 3-better fold, and against the low Jack King Queen, this should be a fold. This is not. I don't think that cutoff low Jack
Yeah.
goes down to King Queen. Ace Queen should be doing the 3-bet here.
No, this is a 3-bet.
You like
Yeah.
Queen there? All right. We'll check out what he does. Good, he does it. Now the 8s need to get out of the way. There's no fucking around. That's not good. That size is not good. Everything is not good. But now at least the King Jack knows to get out of the way. And the King Queen should be folding to this bet, but given its size, maybe he just got forced to call.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with the size.
Yeah, maybe he got forced to call.
I mean, look at the pot odds.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Check. On this wet dynamic board, we can bet bigger. Our hand unblocks top pair and things like that. We can bet the fact that there is locked up equity. He should have only Jack Queen suited here and rarely have it because he had to 3-bet the Jack Queen, which is not a common one. So he's pretty safe here. And his bet size is, he goes small. We have no spade, but we have a gut shot. 9, there's 90 more to win. It's going to be hard to get all the money in from out of position with it. So He still has to lose this 9. Yeah, I think he has to call here. Is he drawing to the nuts? Absolutely. Is he drawing to the nuts where he can get the guy? Yeah, against ace queen, he can, when the jack comes, he can get all the money. Yep. Can this guy have ace queen suited? I guess so. All right. There's the call. Good. Feel better. All right. With this arrangement here, does he donk the 4-liner?
Good question.
With the spades?
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a check raise.
Right. So when the other guy has aces and kings, he could check back here easily.
Yeah. I think you checked out.
This is so, yeah. Okay.
I think you checked to the uncapped 3 better.
He does.
And you get what you want.
This is, yeah, this is really scary for him.
You know, let's see what he does.
He checks it.
Yeah, I think that's
Well done.
fine. I mean, you're just praying for the board pair, right?
Yep. And now Villain he's got to get enough money in to justify the 9 that he called. So he really needs to get 90 in there. And he knows the guy doesn't have a queen. Yeah, that's the problem. How does he get money in?
Yeah, I mean, if you were to look at this in solver, I think you'd have a myriad of options.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the nuts, you're at the top of the range, so it's gonna give a myriad of options targeting different parts of this range.
Yep. I'm gonna bet pot because my bluffs are gonna bet here. My bluffs are gonna bet 3/4 pot.
Yeah, that's a
so-
good way to look at it.
All right, he at least bets over pot.
Oh
Oh my
suicide.
God.
So I think this is a pretty common leak, which is entitlement tilt. Right? I mean, there was a fortune reversal, quote unquote, which he knew because he checked
Yeah,
on turn. But he didn't listen.
yeah.
I think this is pot entitlement tilt. Tell me if you guys think I'm wrong, but
Absolutely. It's not a bluff.
no.
No, this is,
So
Hey, Scotty, can you put your HUD on this player? I want to see what sort of stats this player is showing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, look at his 69-34 with a,
yeah,
he's clearly a,
yeah, no discipline or just a really, really bad play.
yes. And his pre-flop play also.
Yeah, he just really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just like this. These are the kind of degens you see live. I mean, they do stupid,
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Yeah. All right. Larry, you get the next one.
Okay, we've got a poster, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think you might be a little too early with this one. I think this is a too early to try to steal it. Maybe you can do it. What do you think? Yeah, I think you can. I'm
I'd
very
fold it.
indifferent as to whether you try to steal that
This is not
posted
a
money.
money. This is a post. So the limp rules do not apply.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better. It's a post.
Yeah.
I think generally, what would I do here? I feel like this is almost down to if I have a very active table or if I feel like I have a passive table. I mean, obviously I want everybody to be tight behind me. So yeah, so this is our,
He's
I don't see a
loose,
lot.
he's loose aggressive.
Yeah, so then I probably pass on
Only
this.
3 hands. Only 3 hands on that guy. Yeah, we don't know anything.
Oh, okay. I think I probably pass on this, but this is really close. Okay, I think this is fine.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get okay, so this guy's whatever. I would, if I don't see a lot of squeeze activity behind me, I'm gonna set mine here.
Okay. I would always do it, but I would consider not doing it because of because there are gonna be plenty of times in this game that I'll be able to set mine for 2.5 and 3. I don't have to set mine for 4.5.
I think you have a good
This guy-
point.
and
However,
this-
you're against two
Yeah.
ranges, which I think adds value.
I am, but this guy only has 30.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a very good point. I didn't notice that.
So those would be things, those would be reasons to mitigate against it, but it's not bad.
Yeah, I see your point.
That's
He's
fine.
gonna do it, and then 7-5 just playing out of position doesn't just needs to fold.
He needs to fold.
Jack 3 needs to fold. Okay, so going to a flop.
A flop of ace 9-6, I take it? Is that what we're getting?
Who knows? Yeah. Okay. So this is a very interesting spot. Generally, I think I check here. I mean, I don't think there's much reason to turn our 9 into a bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Our fishy poster should check. Sixes are. I check. Yeah, he's trying to. This is very mergy. I can understand why he's doing it, but it's very mergy.
Yeah, he thinks he often has the best hand and he's going to, and he won't have it on the turn. So
Yeah,
he's betting to protect,
yeah.
and that's not his.
I don't
fault.
know. I think I probably check what he is.
Check is the better play.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask because I'm often in multiple spots like this because I do set man maybe a little bit too wide. But what are you guys doing in button? Or would you check or would you bet?
I believe checking is better. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I would check. I would allow it to check. So, okay, and you make a call. I think your call's fine with second pair. And an over on a very dry board. So when you see this card come here, or what do you like this card or do you not like
I
it?
love this card.
Yeah, I like this card too, right? Obviously, it's just card removal.
The only card better for me than this is a 9. An ace is, I don't want, I don't like an ace. I like a 9. This is the next best card for me.
So yeah, I think it's a good card. So check.
Hmm.
Checks through. Okay. So this is a very interesting spot. So we have to do some hand reading here, right? So he bet 5. And then the repeat queen came, he checked. How often is he trapping with his trips on turn? As opposed to polarizing on turn. What do you guys think?
Rarely.
Okay.
It
So
was
if you give him
mostly,
low free,
I called with another player to come.
so yeah. So if we give him low frequency queen X here,
Mm-hmm.
then what kind of range does he have? Well, he's got bluffs that aren't going to pay you anything. And he has maybe some 5s,
Some 10s, some jacks,
and 10s and jacks, which
pocket jacks. That fits
So-
the story.
so he's capped. I kind of like a block size here. Calling
what's that?
anyways, barring maybe a shove I would be in hell. But I think I like block size here because he's capped.
Okay.
All right, so he now has to make a decision, and obviously something big's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
So,
Good model.
I think we call this, we anticipate, I mean, we're not folding to this size, so we just call.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird spot, but we're like, you don't play your queens like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise. Yeah. I mean, you'd think that the check would induce the bluff more than the half pot. But
Yeah, this is a very interesting choice.
yeah, this hand would have gone way easier if I check call the river. Check calling the river is trivial.
Yeah, you got max value.
I did.
Because you weren't afraid to face an imposition raise.
Yeah.
And
I got max value, but I also got max hypertension.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Not
I
happy.
mean, I think the key is, well, for me at least, I think the only question really for me is how often does he play a queen X like this?
Mm-hmm.
And he shouldn't have that much queen X where he is anyway, but yeah,
Didn't feel like a queen X to me.
yep.
You're wrong. Okay. Mike.
Okay, A7's too early. Queen Jack should raise. 7-8 is either a fold or a 3-bet. I suppose you could, consider calling if there's really, really bad players behind you. But I don't typically just cold call these suited connectors here. I will occasionally 3-bet if the person in the cutoff is a really good somebody who has a decently wide opening range and will fold to 3-bets. But in this case, somebody makes it 3. I'm probably just going to lean towards folding.
Yep.
And
Gio likes to say here. Bet against the cutoff raise. It likes the fold of the 7-8. It likes the even lower ones to do the nonsense you're saying. So
I often kind of randomize or whatever by just making 6-5 suited the one that I just do every single time,
6-5's a good one.
and then ignore all the others. But anyway, so they call, which is probably fine in this pool.
Mm-hmm. They don't get squeezed.
All right, hero cutoff. This is a flop that's kind of not good, not great, not bad. Probably one that deserves a big bet or a check. And if you're out of position, you can probably check your range if you wanted to. You do check. 7-8, I would be putting out a small bet here a lot,
Yeah.
regardless of my hand.
And this hand especially.
Mm-hmm. This hand in particular, I would definitely put out probably like a B33. They go big. Probably not a thing in Solver World, but probably not bad either. Queen Jack with the Queen of Spades. To this size, I would just fold.
Right. But this is Scotty Redline Meltzer. So what's going to happen?
Yeah, so unless you have some sort of read on this person, fold. Scotty Redline, is he going to check raise?
No. I don't know
No?
what I did. I don't know what I did.
You 2 overs, the backdoor straight, the backdoor flush. Yeah. It just the size is what gets me to just get rid of it. But I mean, who knows? Maybe we can look at this and see what kind of EV and that sort of thing we
It
can
seems like a
expect.
good fold. This seems like a good fold.
All right, so what happens? What do we
Given
get?
size. This seems reasonable to the smaller sizes where you have to defend wide. I think that's I can just fold that.
Oh boy.
Oh
So
no.
one of those situations where you improved.
Yes, this is bad.
You can't be donking here,
I
I don't
did.
think. And 7-8. Wow. So he gets there after betting big. I don't think you ever check back, but I don't think you bet big either. I think you just make another kind of B33 or half pot, I suppose, half pot-ish.
If it were me, I'd bet like 6. I want to keep, the flush completes, which means bet small. I have the flush, which is good, and I have the small flush, which is bad. So let's see what he does. He bets big.
Okay. Now you have your open ender plus the queen high flush draw, 2 overs still. He's betting large. I mean, just call.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can can't really donk here. And if you did, you'd go big, right? And you do go big. Interesting. I would probably have just I know my play and I would give up, which could be a leak, which could be bad. And the villain will just call, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'll just call and win. Yeah. I'm allowed to turn this into a bluff when no big card comes in to hit him. And I block, not only do I block the flush, but I block one of the meaningful flush cards. I mean, a king or an ace would be better. But queen is still, it's not a 5. It's a meaningful flush card and I block it.
I'm gonna punch this one in here and just kind of the flop in particular and the turn. It's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is and the opening size is 3.
I won't be able to do post flop with 3, so I'm
Okay,
gonna
I'll do it
choose
in
that.
peak. I'll do it in peak then. All right, here we go. Because I can. So this is a cutoff raise of 3 with the queen jack offsuit. There's the button call with the 7-8 suited. It exists.
And the wizard has almost no calls with suited connectors up until like 10-9.
Yep, and the same thing here. All right, we get the fold here, and we get the lovely, getting it exactly, 9 deuce of spades, 4 of hearts. 4 of hearts. There we go. We check range even as the raiser, and I did. He bet big, and this is where the mistake is. Queen jack offsuit with the queen of spades. Can continue. My queen is the queen of spades, jack of hearts. It's the exact one. It's the one that you do the most, but it's still mostly a fold to this size. Now let's give him the small size and see. And now to the small size, you don't give up. This is, look at how clear this
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
And you can check raise, which I considered doing. To the bigger size, you can also check raise equally to the call. We chose the call. It isn't the worst thing in the world. 10 of spades. We check, no donks in this game. He bet 10.
Which was like B75, right?
It was more like, yeah, it was B 60-ish. Yeah. But that's going to be in the thing. And now my queen jack is here. All check raising. That's enough.
But no calling.
There's the tiny bit of call there. There's this meaningless bit of call there, and it doesn't even exist. It's poor. Yeah, it exists to not break the solver for us to look, but it's so small, and we didn't like it. Yeah. So against this size, that's it'll go. And then when you do that nonsense, so he bet that. We called. The river is the 6 of clubs. And we really can't be here. But when we do, no, we do not turn this into a donking bluff. Yep. Okay.
Let me share my screen. I'll show you the wizard differences, which are pretty interesting.
Okay. So this is so the differences are here. The rake we are unraked. You're raked.
Okay, yeah, so that is correct, yeah.
And the opening size is different. All right, let's do it.
Yeah, so the opening size is different, of course. We see there's your cutoff opening range. Here's your button. So all that's gone.
Yep.
All this is gone that we saw in peak. That's probably rake influenced.
Yep.
We get this flop. The cutoff doesn't have any significant amount of donking. Button. When they do bet the small size, and they do it pretty frequently, and some B50s in there as well. Their 8-7 is, all across their range is pretty much the same, which everyone kind of figured that would be the case. Now they go B75, which is not a thing
Right.
in this sim. And when they go B75 in the whiz, Queen Jack just says goodbye. including the combo that you had, which was interesting because the queen jack, here I get, make it
The
big.
heart spade does it and the spade heart doesn't.
Right. Yeah, so it's kind of.
Yeah.
Weird that way.
But when we continue,
So they call. So this is where it pretty much breaks it. But however, look at what happens when we look at the donking we do with this turn card.
we go nuts.
You know, I mean, this is full size here.
Right.
It's going to be almost non-existent, but we donk quite a bit
Right.
of a lot of the other stuff that we might have here.
Yep.
And after that,
We're allowed to check that queen jack. It did that also. We check.
yeah.
Now what happens?
Our thing here has hardly any of it.
Yeah.
So what happens is we check, they bet what, 50?
Yeah.
75?
They bet 60. So do it as the 50.
You know, our combo's just not even there.
Yeah. But when it's there, it raises.
No, it's not. It's not even. Nothing's there in that combo. The jack spade combo is there, very small. But yeah, that's.
Yeah. But what it really says is that of all the mistakes I made, the turn is the sort of craziest one. And then give it a call. And let's see if it does the
I-
pure. And it just pure gives up. It just pure gives up.
Was that the right river card?
6 of clubs, I believe so. 6 of clubs, that's the right river. Yeah. Yeah. So well and truly butchered by me. Right. That was Mike Tura. I give you a hand, hopefully that I will either not be in or play better. Oh, I might. I'm gonna be in. Oh, this is bad. This is bad.
Aces should open.
What about 5-4 suited?
I think it's too early.
Says who?
Okay, aces should
I just
3-bet.
I know this combo. It's this combo of the 5-4 suited that I'm playing. All right. Ugh.
Squeeze.
All right.
9-10 should get out.
Right.
And
just say it. What size would you like to squeeze to?
I would go to 12.5.
Great. He goes 11.
And 4-5 I would call if I decided to play.
Hell yeah. That's what we're here for. We are here for this. And hope that this guy folds.
I love this hand, but
yeah,
I think
Jesus.
I would make it maybe.
Okay, this guy's got to have a stat against him for this play. Yeah, this guy's a V of 82.
So what about aces going a little bigger to like 14?
That's okay too.
Okay.
But given how this guy plays, the aces don't mind him being in there.
Yeah, valid.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna lose any more money.
Aces I think can check out of position, but they can also bet. But this is too big.
Mhm.
This is way too big, and you fold. And 6-7, I would just call to this size.
Yep. But he trusts the guy has a good hand.
And aces, I would never fold.
Right. Oh, justice. All right. Skate.
I think, well, at least for me, ace jack is going to be a little bit too early to open.
It mixes. This is not a pure open from the ace jack,
Mm.
but it does open there some.
Okay. I don't
It's-
know what you're going to do, but okay,
I
you
open
decided to open.
Yeah.
There we go. On the side, yeah, villain 50 is going to call, maybe.
Ace nine suited should consider a three bet here. Ace nine is one of the hands that does three bet. That's in that three betting range. It's like 25% and stuff, and I don't know if it's against this specific position, but there's a fair amount of it. That's the thing we expect him to do, though.
Really?
Yeah, but it's not right. I'll show you the. Let's see, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I'll just show you for fun. In the wizard, we have to go to the 9. So let's just open that up in the wizard.
Against EP, it's going to take the
Yeah.
3-bet line.
So the wizard, this is the under the gun 2 position. This is where we are. So there's the ace jack mixing. He raises, and he's in the cutoff. Is that right? I believe. No, he's not.
Go ahead, Jack.
Hijack. And there's the hijack, and there's his tiny bit of ace 9. He's got more of them here. So like that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the worst play. This is entertainment. Woohoo. All right. What should ace jack do?
Okay, didn't expect that. Should ace jack do well? Considering they are fairly aggressive, this looks like a squeeze,
Mm-hmm.
which it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see the 3-bet is
Mm-hmm.
pretty up there. I don't know. I mean,
It's only 14 hands though. So this just means he did it once.
true. You're right. Where's the, how do you know it's 14 hands?
Right there, the H14.
Okay, true. Yeah, I think you're gonna. I mean, if it was suited, you might call it, but I think you could consider folding this.
Yeah, I think I have to fold it.
Yep.
I have to. Yeah. Okay. And now ace 9, having misplayed in this situation, what should ace 9 do?
I think they are getting the odds to call.
Yeah.
It's
really a small squeeze.
I mean,
Yeah.
then again, I don't like. I would prefer ace 10 plus.
Yeah.
Would be much better option. So,
yeah.
With that being said, yeah, maybe consider folding this combo and then calling ace 10 plus, and then maybe even ace 5, ace 4.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that to the normal size that this guy should go to, the ace 9 is the fold and the ace 10 is where you start deciding and the ace jack is the call. But to this size, it might be different. So but he's going to call obviously. And then we'll go look at that. We'll look at that flop thing. And here we go. All right. Drama.
Okay. Well, they're gonna fish it out, so they're gonna check call.
Oh no, he's gonna dunk right into him.
Okay. Okay, the hand's over, right?
No, this guy's got an up and down straight draw with a backdoor flush. He should not fold.
Oh, true, yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, they take that back. They will not fold.
yeah.
They will call.
Yeah, good. There we go. Justice.
Wow. Okay, I think villain 50 is going to continue betting.
Yep. And should he?
Nope.
No, no, he's against a world of overpairs here.
Yes. But he's going to continue the attack. And a villain 57, I believe, would just only flat and
Yeah.
should only flat.
I agree. He should only flat. And there's only one card that he really hates to see. He hates to see an 8. Oh, an 8 is terrible for him. But he still should just flat. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, this hand. Okay, it's going to go jam call.
Yep. As played, he should jam. Oh, but he does that. Now we have the jam. Bet.
Yep. Yeah, now jam.
Call.
Call. There you go.
All right. So Peak has calls here, so we can look at it. We were in the tree, right? That's us in the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Okay. So in the world of Peak, we raised from here. He's in the hijack. And in the hijack, really not good. But at chip EV, it lets him do it. So he calls. Then the cutoff jumps in there. All props and love to the cutoff in this game. He raises. Ace Jack has to run screaming from this. Oh, he didn't even have Ace Jack? I'm not even allowed Ace Jack there? What? I'm just not allowed to open Ace Jack for 3? Yeah, I'm not allowed to open Ace Jack for 3. Okay. Call, 3-bet. But even that, looking at that, even then I fold my ace queen. When I don't, I still fold the bottom of my range. So the Ace Jack is a trivial fold here.
Okay.
And now there you go to the normal size. The Ace 9 is an easy fold and the Ace 10 is a good fold and the Ace Jack starts to think about it and is a fine fold and the Ace Queen doesn't fold. And in reality, to this size, put all your Ace 10 and Ace Jack and Ace Queen and just call Ace Queen and Ace King and just fold all this. If you know the range, and call all your Ace 5. Just do that. Simplify your life. And then there's nothing that happens after the flop that we care about, right? The flop played itself. He has no bets. I guess you could look at this one thing. So he called. No, because it won't even give us he can't even bet in this one. All right, we're done. Next one is me. Fold, raise, fold. This should be a fold, but he's going to call. King Queen on the button against the hijack. Do we want to King Queen? Actually, maybe this is not a fold.
No, it's not a fold. It's a 3-bet.
Yeah, we can 3-bet that. Okay. So here we go. There's the raise. There's the call. Are there any calls of this in the world of at chip EV? You mix it. All right. He does that. This is terrible. The thing, just to repeat it to everyone here knows this, but to repeat it in case anybody's watching on YouTube, and why would anybody be watching on YouTube? In the big blind, when it is a bet and a call from the button, you get much, much tighter than your normal range, not looser. You don't look at it and say, I get an express odds. You look at the reverse implied odds. This is a fold. This was a fold to this alone. With this call here, it's a fold. With the small blind calling, it's still a fold, but you can call more of the small blinds than the buttons. The buttons really tighten you up, and this is a fold. Did I mention you should fold? You should fold. All right, there we go. There's the check, and the Ace King can check to check raise. That's fine because it's 3-way. He can also continue to bet whatever he feels like with his Ace King. He goes for the check. Great. King Queen has a draw here. So he can bet, and if he bets, he can bet small, like 3. And if he checks behind with his draw, that's okay too. He does. All right. Good. Only the brave get punished. Check. Now the ace king should bet, now that he's behind. And his bet should be relatively big. He checks because he's scared, and now the king queen needs to start betting. He should expect that there are not a lot of aces out there now. So he's really trying to get called by a 10 and a jack. So I think exploitatively, he needs to bet small here. And small here, I mean 3 or 4 or 5. I don't mean 2. I mean 3 or 4 or 5. He goes for the full pot, which is very ambitious because this guy doesn't have an ace very often, but he has the ace this time. And by the way, this guy should not be raising ever. He should just be calling. There we go. When the queen comes, ace king has definitely got to check here. King queen still bet. This guy liked his hand when this guy liked his hand enough to call that with the 4-liner. He needs to get called by 2 pair. So rather than going for max greed here, I think he needs to go about half pot. Because if he goes for max greed, he makes it easier for the 2 pair to fold. He goes full pot, and this guy he never has the best hand. I mean, it never is going to work, but the only reason for him not to jam is to save rake. And
He
that's
has the straight. They both have the nuts.
I know
right?
he has the nuts. I know that he
Oh.
has nuts. I'm saying the only reason for him not to jam is to save rake because
Oh,
very
okay. Yeah.
and that's not worth it. Just jam. Just jam. This rake, this last raise, maybe this guy can save rake because he knows what's happening.
But no.
I mean, it's a weird thing to say this, but it's like he knows that he's against another king, and when he's not and he jams, the guy's really calling 2 pair off. But he does, and so they waste some rake. Whatever. All right, Mike.
Sevens, that early you can fold. You got a short stack there. Yeah, probably just fold it.
Do sevens go
They're gonna
up in
play it
value?
though. They'll raise. They'll probably min raise.
Yeah. Do sevens go up in value or down in value with the shorter stack?
I don't know.
Up.
Seems kind of neutral maybe.
No, it's up. I think it's up.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. It's probably a little better than if they're raising a full stack.
Yeah. 'Cause you're
They
not
might
playing for
limp
the
or
sub value
min
either.
raise. Who knows what they do? Let's see.
He raises.
Okay. King Jack suited to this 3x raise from the short stack that early. It's kind of interesting. Not sure. If this were me against the full stack, I may 3-bet, but depending on the kind of player, probably more likely to 3-bet. But this is interesting spot since he has 50 big blinds to start.
Yeah.
If I do 3-bet, it will be to a smaller size, probably to just like 8.
Tenemos.
I think folding is actually probably not terrible versus the player pool versus the population who buys in for 50 and is that early. So it's probably not bad. Aces definitely are 3-betting here. My normal size would be to 12 since he's got a broken stack. I just might bring it down to 10 now. Fold, and then the sevens. See, this is weird. This is, I guess, I mean, he's not going to fold. I know that. But if I were somehow here with sevens and made it 3, this would be very, very, very close, I think, to just folding.
Yeah. You just don't have that. You do not have the set mining odds, and you're not in great shape.
Yeah. So I guess I mean, we know he's not going to fold, but.
Yeah.
All right. And so we have about a 2-to-1 SPR. We could do anything we want here. Because of this flop, I would just bet. And because of pool, I would just bet. I would just bet 7. He goes full pot.
Yeah, he's just, he wants to make it easy for the guy to play correctly.
Yeah,
And
it's
this
my
guy-
call. That's,
and this
oh
guy doesn't
God, there
play
you go. Okay.
Yeah, he wants to make it easy for the guy to play correctly, and this guy doesn't want to play correctly. So there you go.
What do you guys think about the sevens that early on a 50 big blind stack? Do you raise? Do you play it at all?
So my thought of why I think the sevens go up in value is because in tournaments, as you get smaller and smaller SPRs, you start, you start jamming your deuces and threes, and you play those because you're just, a pair is enough at a low SPR. That's why I thought they went up in value.
Yeah, except that you're still at a decent enough chip stack.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get that, jamming like 20 big blinds or 10 big blinds, but
Yeah.
you're still at 50.
That's true. And the small pairs go down in value. The deuces, threes, fours, and fives go down in value. Because those really are being played for their set things. So sevens and eights, 6, 7s, and 8s are right there in the middle. So I'm gonna change my mind and agree with you and say that they're neutral, that they stay about the same. 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s plus go up in value, 5s and below or go down in value. That's gonna be my guess. And we do not have a way to simulate this except by looking at 100 big blind and 200 big blinds, which is not the same as 50. So we're just gonna move on and not know the answer. But the one thing we will look at is whether you fold, oh no, you don't fold the sevens very often there, even that early to the 3 bet here in a full stack, but in a full stack, you're getting the set mine odds. So there you go. Tura. All right, no Tura. Oh,
Hey,
Tura, Tura. All right, here we
Can
go.
me for this one, please.
Oh, skip, did you skip? Did you say? And then, yeah, Tura said skip him. All right, skate.
Me good? Okay, so open ace jack on the button. For sure. Ace deuce off, definitely not.
Right. I definitely don't do this with it.
Nope.
So what's your
Okay.
jack now?
Ace jack, I believe that you will ISO.
Damn right.
Yep. Mm. King jack can decide to either fold or ISO again,
Yeah.
or re-ISO.
So here's my argument against the king jack ISO. The king jack is ISOing all the time from the small blind against the button, but that's because of what the button's range is. Give the button now more of the low jack range because all of his tons of his shit that he would have raised here is not there anymore. I'm not ISO. I mean, there's a ton of big blind of button opens that I'm folding here now to this. And against the low jack, yeah, he can still ISO. He does.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would re-ISO for sure.
He goes for it.
And re-ISO, spicy. Okay, okay, you have suited, so you're not going nowhere, right?
All right. That's right. Let's play it out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, you have the best hand, but we don't know it.
Yep.
So, okay, it's gonna go. Oh, they have open-ended with the back door. They will continue the aggression. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Okay. Okay, you. Yeah, I see. Yeah, you have that back door. Plus, you have a straight draw, so you're not going nowhere either.
Yep. And I'm not going nowhere by a call in this
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, let's go. Ooh. Okay. Okay, so if it goes check, which they might, you. Okay, I don't know.
Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
He's got to believe that I have some queens in my range when I call that. Oh,
They bet, no, that's
Yeah, they bet half pot.
20. Oh, half pot. What do you do? I mean, I guess I think it's a fold, right?
Scotty's mom, I have a question. What did Scotty's mom not raise none of?
A folder.
No punks.
Nope. Ooh. Okay.
The queen comes. It lowers his incidence of queens. His aces
Yeah.
and kings are not happy. And I have a straight draw and I have a combo draw. Bluffing with the best hand.
Yeah, true.
Yep, that's what just happened there. All right.
Yeah, still good. Yeah.
All right, Tura, if you want to come back, you're back. If not, we'll just give you two when you come around. This one's me, unless Tura comes in. Ace king should raise and take it. 6-5 suited on the button can do a little. 6-5 suited on the button can play against a cutoff raise. So there's the raise. 6-5 suited goes for the 3-bet. That is perfectly GTO and good and wonderful. And unfortunately, it's against ace king. There we go. Ace king in this situation is a good 4-bet from the cutoff. And his 4-bet size should be in the range of 20 or so. 20, 22, that kind of range. Yeah, 21. I like it. Facing this, I thought that these guys are bluffs and now fold. But maybe they don't. I don't actually know the answer of when you get to here like this, what you do. But he calls. We're gonna look that up and see what you actually do. There we go. And
Yeah, you call.
yep, an ace king can continue small here. Can you 10 big blinds, something like that? That's fine. He bets 10. You're not happy, but you didn't call this to fold a pair against this. You got to call. He calls. The 8. Ace king should know he's beat now. He's beat. And he should give up. He doesn't want to give up. 6-5 does not have a draw to go with it. And just doesn't believe him. Now it's getting really hard for the 6-5. But the size does not scream strength. All right. Now the ace king needs to just give up. But he doesn't want to. This is impossible for 6-5 to call, right? He can't do it. He can't call.
Mm,
There we go.
I don't know. You unblocked a lot of bluffs.
Yep, he has all his yeah.
I think it's one of those kind of indifferent ones where it will call pretty frequently.
Yeah. Would you call this in game?
Boy, in game, I don't know. I think it might depend on the player. I mean, because I will play 6-5 suited as a
Yeah.
3-bet. That's the one hand. Like I think I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Um,
There's the raise. There's your 6-5 suited 3-bet. Comes around back to the cutoff with his ace king. Goes to the 20 range. He goes 24. 6-5 suited does not fold. That was the thing I wanted to learn. I did not know that. All right. And we are at 10, 5 of clubs, 10 of spades. The suits are not going to matter to what these hands do. All right. Aces continues on a lot. And the main size is the 12, 10-ish. That's just the one. And if you simplified this to bet range and didn't do any of this 22% checking, you're probably not giving up too much EV. Probably not too exploitable against our players. Here we go. 6-5. Do not fold. Call. Turn. Not the scariest card ever. 8 of diamonds. Not super scary. The cumulative effect of the 3 bets is scary. All right. So here you are in the cutoff, the ace king now does a lot of giving up. Cause you're beat. But our guy doesn't want to, and he's allowed to, and his size is quarter pot. And does he have quarter pots in there? Yeah, he does. So he bets small. 5-6 now starts to think about it from the second bet. Call. River is the 9 of diamonds. 9 of diamonds. Our guy with his ace king does a lot of giving up. You really want a diamond in your hand to bet it? You really don't want a club in your hand. Maybe that's what it is. With a club, you give up most of all, because you would like him to have, you would like him to fold. And some of the things he folds are flushes that don't get there. So does our guy have a club? No, he's got diamond spade. Diamond spade does go for it sometimes. Majority of the time it doesn't, but he does. And now your 5 of 6 just has to give up and say it. It's that much. That seems believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably would, if that were me in that position, I would definitely be basing it on how the player, if I have any kind of, I would look at the HUD stats, figure out if he's really good. And
yeah,
I would definitely be calling more against, like, this player right here, 15 hands in, he's got pretty good aggressive stats. I would I would make this call at that times for sure.
Yep. All right. There you go. Scary, scary, scary. All right. Up next is Larry, I think. That was that was me. Who did that one? I don't even remember.
You did, I think, didn't you?
Okay, then it's Larry. I think it's Larry.
All right. I don't think this is too early for Queen 10 suited. I think Queen 10 suited gets to open here. Nines are quite awkward here.
Yeah.
I might set mine at some frequency, but I'm not comfortable about it, and it's really dependent on the players behind.
The wizard raises the 9 some here, but mostly folds them.
Yeah.
And just to look at the frequency of it. Here we go. In the one that I know, this is low jack, hijack, right? Low jack, hijack. There's your low jack raise. There's your hijack with 9s. And peak, which has no rake, therefore can call. Does a lot of, I bet it does a lot of calling here. Low jack there, hijack, never folds it. Go for the set line. And a little bit of
I
raise.
think it's really dependent on how much 3-betting you're seeing behind.
Yep, yep.
So, I think he flats. So everybody else should get out of the way. 7-6 off is not a defend.
Yep.
Okay, so we can see what's
Oh
gonna happen.
boy.
So generally, if I was Queen 10, I would check here. This is an unusual spot. If I had 9s, I would feel, I don't think I'm trapping, I'm not betting big, but I would bet small.
Mm-hmm. Are you checking your Queen 10 to check call against a small bet or to check raise against a small bet?
So small bet, I'm gonna have check raises. I think this is probably a pretty good check raise spot.
Okay. So let me throw out one possibility. I don't know if it's true, but this is worth researching on this one, which is I think that the Queen 8 should check raise more often than the Queen 10. Now, do you have Queen 8 here? No. So I think the King 10 should check raise more often than the Queen 10. Because when the King 10 gets re-raised, it doesn't care as much.
Yeah, that's valid.
So I'm not saying the Queen 10 doesn't do it, but I think the King 10 does it more.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah. King 10 is, yeah. King 10 is
Mm.
lower equity. It benefits more from a fold.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
All right. Now let's see what he does. He just continues.
So 9s here, their choice is really dependent upon SPR. Generally, we don't have a lot of races in position.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine board texture changes that. I would still play more with an, well, we can't have the nine of hearts, but if I did. So I generally think we call here.
Mm-hmm. I'm calling here, and the only thing that's pushing me for a little raise is the two hearts, pushes me a
Yeah.
little, but he calls, great.
So Villain 77 now has the nuts on a two flush board.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, this is a situation where he can polarize. We generally don't have big bets out of position, but I think we get him here. So he's got a lot he can call with. I mean, you work out what his calling range is. It's going to be a lot of flush draws. It's going to be a lot of jack X. The other nice thing about, obviously, in theory, a straight is that it's unblocking all the continues.
Mm-hmm.
I might, but we're supposed to play ghosts. Yeah, I would B75 a pot.
Okay.
I don't think this is a thing, but he might be going for check raise.
Yeah, he's gonna get it.
Yeah, he's gonna, let's see if he gets it. So nines I should bet. I mean, they should bet like they can. So, I mean, I think it's important that there is locked up equity here. But you're too far up in range not to bet at the as SPR.
Yeah.
I would be 75. The small bet said this should be. So yeah, so you want to check raise? So like I would check raise to like 15 to 20. So yeah, so now it's interesting because you look at pot odds versus equity, but we've got tremendous implied odds.
Yeah.
So this kind of reinforces the argument that the turn check raise is one of the least. I think Mark Goon calls this the Carver spot. As in the last time someone check raise bluffed the turn, George Washington Carver was alive.
Yeah.
So
So you can fold aces here, but you can't fold nines.
no, you can't because
Can't,
you're
I don't
got
think you should.
tremendous implied odds to improve. So you call?
Yeah, you're still beating, you're beating, you're beating his two pair and you're beating two of his sets
Good
And
point.
you-
Equity value.
And you can improve.
and you can improve. Yeah.
So we call.
Call.
Pray for the board pair. We don't get it. We know that is a bad card. And so I think you can go anywhere from, you know, I bet about pot here. Just kind of stupid because, yeah, so this, I don't know. I don't know what this is for that he's checking.
It might work. I could see myself betting nines here. Betting small.
So,
I can
mean-
see myself checking.
Yeah.
so, I mean, you could argue he's doing it
Checking
because it looks like a
raise.
busted FD that was bluffing
Yeah,
on turn.
yeah.
Um,
Or a jack that's not, or a jack, or an ace jack that waited to the turn to do it. And
I
thought,
think the lesson, I think if you value bet, you have to use the juggler's rule. The juggler's rule is if you bet, before you bet, you have to decide whether you're going to call a check shove or you're going to fold to a check shove.
right,
And I think that here, when you bet, you have to understand that I might be influenced by, I think you can't call a check shove after you already called a check raise on turn. So this is really cheeky by Villain 77.
yeah.
I think I think we got to bet though. I mean, we're being, what's his check raise range? I was going to have some I mean, it's unbluffed. It's underbluffed,
Mhm.
but it is going to have some busted FDs in it. It's gonna have some, and it's gonna have some kings just got here, like. I guess like an obvious hand that got here that checks is like king, queen. Maybe king, queen of diamonds and hearts. So I think you have to value bet.
Right. Ace, jack of hearts. Works.
Ace jack of hearts might be a interesting check raise.
10 jack works from him.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Work.
so yeah, I think you're compelled to value bet.
Yeah.
But it's the SPR is really strange.
Yeah. There's another terrible thing about your bet, which is all your sizes are bad
Yeah.
because your
Um,
jam gets a jack, your jam works at getting a jack to fold. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
It is so good that if you bet small, half pot, and he jams, can you
The
really
SPR
fold-
is ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
your pot odds
And
are ridiculous.
can you fold a set? And if you can't fold a set, then you need to jam, because otherwise you win half a pot when you bet and you lose a whole pot when you get check raised and you're wrong. So everything about this is terrible and I don't know what to do.
Okay, so yeah, now
he tries to
he's
get
got a
called by a
shove.
jack. He tries to get called by a jack, gets the shove.
And so he's been double check raised. If there's any situation you can fold, it's here. Wait,
Yeah.
what are his pot odds he's being offered?
At this moment,
Here. Yeah, I mean the pot odds are ridiculous, but
out of 5 times. And does the guy have pocket eights on this line? Sure. Does the guy have jack 9 on this line? Sure.
yeah, I guess
I
you call it
think-
off with his pot odds.
Does he have any bluffs with this line? No.
So maybe,
Yeah,
yeah, he doesn't.
I
So maybe
think
the
when-
lesson we can take from this is that when we see, maybe we don't, maybe, do we have to value bet if we have nines in position here? On river,
We're gonna look.
check two after a check raise on turn.
Turo, what were you saying before we look?
Yeah, I think if you're in position and you want to bluff, you're never going for half pot. So you only shove. And I think that's your only value bet.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I think that's a valid point.
But and then I don't think I'm not sure, probably nine still shove, but it's very optimistic. You want to get called by king jack and king queen.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And you desperately want to get called by ace jack, and that's the problem.
Ace jack will never call.
Yeah, there's no good size.
I mean,
You think so?
it probably
You think ace jack of hearts doesn't
if
call?
you're
half bet here?
if you're unblocking all the flush draws, then maybe you can
Okay,
say you can call, but I don't know.
all right, we're gonna take a look at this fun. All right, here we go. Anybody else have anything to say before we look at it? Anybody want to make their predictions? My prediction is that I don't know the answer. And I,
Yeah, this is a very tough spot.
yeah, all right. Low jack raises. There's
So
the,
you're gonna have to give, okay, yeah, so he's got flats here.
yep. Okay, and we get the lovely 9-4 of hearts, jack of diamonds. Flop the nuts. Our friend with the queen 10 unfortunately bets out, but that's not gonna kill us in this. At least it lets us do it. And he bets small. And now, do we want to raise in position with nines? We mix. So there's a lot of, so there's you go. There's a, do you raise in position? Yeah, there's a fair amount of raising.
Yeah, it's surprising to me.
Yep, you got it all across the board. And the call makes complete sense. The fours, we don't even have them. Okay. So the nines raise 63% of the time and the jacks raise 58% of the time. Not that big a difference, but at least it makes sense that second pair raises more than top pair because unblocked top pair, but it's not really important. And your over cards, your over pairs do not raise even as much. So even your big overpairs are only are raising less often than they're calling.
Yeah.
That gives you the idea. There's your traps and your sets just push it up. All right, but we do the call. Turn is the 8 of oh my god, which is diamonds. Okay, there we go. And now we have,
You have the
let's,
ability to, yeah.
let us check range. We're going to check here. Our nines bet, and the size that they bet here was right around half pot. Do we have that kind of size with our nines? Nines can do anything they want. The most common size is tiny, 3. We went 5, and so I think I'll put it at, I'll do it at 7 this time, and we'll see how that changes. 7. And now the queen 10 says, right? And it can go to every size because every size has a good reason. It goes into the 23 range, which is going to be for the 7 to get the pot, we'll do 20. And then for the 3, we'll do the bigger one. So he goes 20 and the 9s go, oh, crap. Okay, I call. And now the river is the king of uninteresting suits. And the queen 10, a sliver of comedy. So it does it. And now nines walk into the buzzsaw.
Yeah.
And the sizing makes sense. They bet 39 because they want to get called. They bet 74 because they, because they want to get the full value. Both make sense. Same
Well,
thing.
can you switch the view to equity? What kind of equity does it think it has with the nines?
Okay.
Right, right to the right. Go to the right again, please.
Zip. Strategy plus EV.
One
strategy
more equity. Yeah.
equity. All right.
So that I can't read that. But what was that? Say
81.1. Nines think they have a
81.1.
lot of equity. 81.1.
Yeah, and they should. They do sometimes.
Yeah.
But not this time.
If
Okay.
you shove with nines, though, does the solver then think the villain no longer has queen 10 because queen 10 was shoving rather than checking? Well, it was a slither of check.
Oh, you have a
but-
sliver. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't do it that often. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Can you show again what was the value of the check raise on the turn?
For the 10s? Yeah. So low jack's check raise with a queen 10. He's got,
And what is the other value he has?
okay, so it's 80. The check raise is so he's got 83% equity. Oh, you want to see his EV. You want to see this?
No, I want to see the combos he's check raising with.
Right. This is how good is this what you wanted?
Yeah, I just want to see. So his value is jacks, queen 10, and then ace 10 and king 10 as a bluff.
Mm-hmm.
So on a king, he only improves to a king.
Right. Oh, that was the things we did want to look at. We wanted to look at the check raise on the turn and see, no, the check raise flop. We wanted to look when he check raises, when he goes for the check raise, what does he do on the flop? That was our first question. So with what I did out here, let me just do one where his bet size here is, we did the 7. Let's do the smaller one. Did we do the 3 or the 7? We did the 3. So now if he goes 7, the 9's reaction is a lot of calling. Right, we did that. Oh, it's what do they do on the river? So when he does this, when the 9's bet bigger, yeah, he checks, we bet there, the low jack. Now we've got the 9's, we call, and then when the river comes, the king of clubs, the 9's, the low jack now with his queen 10 checks pure.
No, I wanted to see when low jack is check raising the turn, and we
Oh, right.
said
Yeah.
when we're betting the nines on the river, what we are targeting,
Yeah.
and we said we're targeting ace jack.
Let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Okay. So here we go. The nines call. And now the king of clubs on the river. This is just with the other size there. All right. And we have our check. The nines bet out. So which size do you want? You want the let's do the most common size is 39 is the common size. So when he goes 39, what does the low jack do? The low jack plays his two pairs, which the guy's happy with, right? He even calls at this size queen jack, blocking the straight. Ace jack does mostly folding, but not if ace jack, if it unblocks it folds with hearts and it calls there. So yeah, you can get called by a jack here for a bet of 39. You can get called by lots of kings. So there's a lot of value for the nines to be called by. And when they jam instead, now at the jam, let me do it this way. He's just got no hands. There are just no hands here. I can't, the analysis we're looking at is nonsense. He just doesn't have any hands. Okay. Last thing we wanted to look at was this on the flop. When low jack checks here and gets a bet, low jack check against a small size. Queen 10 does this much raising. King 10 does less raising. So I was wrong. Queen 10 raises more than King 10.
But you really want the hearts.
Yeah, you'd like to have hearts. Hearts are good. Diamonds are okay. And the other type of check rate, the other type would be the king queen. King queen loves it. King queen loves the check raise. Queen 10 likes the check raise. King 10 is okay with it. So there's your lower equity version of it. All right. That's it for that hand.
Eights open. Ace.
They still open. It's me. So they. Oh, we have, look at that. We have a poster and a limper. So that's why I go so big. Yep. Eight's open.
Ace jack off, probably mostly fold. I think that's fine as well. And then it should fold around to you. And you can mix here between calling and folding.
Yep. We call.
Check. Ace jack off, I would probably bet. This is, I guess, fine. Eights are already indifferent, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, probably, yeah, you can do whatever you want. You can call or fold.
Yep. I think a jam is not good.
No, jam is not good.
Jam is
You only get called by better.
right. Jam is the young version of me doing this. I'm sorry, jam is the old version of me doing this.
I was gonna say, how long ago was this?
Yeah. This is, I think this, although this looks strong, I think this is playing scared.
Yeah.
I suppose though it depends. Could you argue it depends on the villain you're playing against? If you know they
Yes.
like have a high stab, and then you
Yeah.
could just jam them.
Okay, let's see if it's
Like
like,
if they have a high 3-bet and a high stab, I would say maybe jamming is reasonable.
All right. We got
It needs
40
to be both. They need to have both, right? High 3-bet and a high stat.
Right, okay. So here's the full-on stats that we have about him. Here's his pre-flop stats. You want to see his flop stats? Okay, so
When you said this looks scared to you, right?
yeah,
And the thing is, he would also be scared with tens and jacks that would do the same, probably.
he's got to be scared of my overpairs.
Yeah, but you don't have a ton of overpairs to tens and jacks, right?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, first of all, this is a better play with ace-7 suited than it is with pocket eights.
Yeah.
This is a better play with 8-7 than it is with pocket eights. So let's start with that.
Can you explain that? I'm just curious by what you mean
Yes.
by that because I don't understand.
Because you have
Okay.
more outs to improve, and
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
simple.
And so you can look at it, you can say that pocket eights is the value equivalent of 8-7, 7-6, and ace-7, right? I mean, yes, the eights beat his ace-7, but that's not what he has. So they're all a pair against his pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens. Oh God, you're dead. Or they're a pair against his ace, king, ace, queen, king, queen. Oh God, I don't want to see another card, right? They're all equivalent to that hand class. But the ace-7 coolers, the ace king, and the 8-7 has 5 clean outs, none of which he has or blocks. So that's why. I would be very surprised to see this as a GTO thing. And the reason I mean that I'm calling it scared is I'm scared of another card. And I would rather get.
oh yeah, no, I thought you were defining his bet size.
No, his
As
bet
a
size.
scared.
This is me being scared of playing poker.
Yeah, okay.
This is me saying I want to lose all my money. And this is me saying I want my questions to be over. I want life to be simpler. And that's not the best poker.
My guess is that this is probably better in GTO world than it is against population.
I think it's opposite.
Okay. Explain your reason why, Mike, and then Tura explain your reason why Mike is wrong and doesn't deserve to speak.
Well, I'll go.
Whoa.
I'll go
Harsh,
first,
whoa.
just because population isn't going to, like, that's a good GTO C bet by this guy, like with range on this board.
Yeah.
Whereas population, I think, will just default to, if they're going to C bet, it's going to be small, if they C bet at all. But in GTO world, I think that's like a good size C bet for this flop in this 3-bet pot, or it's almost not quite 4-bet, but it's an ISO, re-ISO versus 2 decently statistically good players. And the 8s are doing exactly what you want. It's protecting.
There we go. Now, I check my 8s.
But let Tura go now. Let Tura go.
Right. Sure, you go. And remember, you're not just saying why Mike's wrong. You're saying why I should mute him.
No, I just I thought you were you were saying for Scotty's play, but you were obviously referring to the bet size of the aggressor. And yeah, I think the size is probably fine, but I think it should go a bit smaller because the pot is already so big. So I think half pot would be the biggest sizing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought you said that 8s would be a GTO play, and it looks like it is.
So you've clarified it and it's not, and the reason I'm not muting Mike isn't because your argument wasn't good. It's because I had made Larry the host, so I don't have the power to mute Mike. So that's what really happened. All right, so the eights, so the idea of raising the eights there is not crazy at all. It's a completely reasonable thing to do. It doesn't have to be all in, given these sizes, but this is inflated. So here, the raise is from 15 to 48. It's just about, you know, it's just almost 3x. And here, it's all in. So this is, if I go, you know, the raise to this size is going to be 60. So fine. So I don't hate my play anymore. I don't know that it's the best one, but I thought it was really anti-GTO, and it's just not.
Yeah, I thought the same.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's okay. And it folds most of the time there, and you don't have the, I mean, and there's your 6, 7. And you just don't have the 7, 8 to do this with. All right. That was Tura. Up next is Richie.
And hero opens. Yes. Queen's 3-bet. Obviously big blind should fold. And then you can mix here, right? Because you're in position. Isn't it? God, I always get the way confused if it's offsuit who calls or suited who calls more frequently. It's offsuit who calls more frequently, is it? And then you 4-bet more frequently with suited. Is that right?
I would think it's the
Yeah.
opposite.
Richie's got it right.
Okay,
Yeah.
you've got it right. It's the offsuit the call. Okay, let's see. So this is going to be hijack. So we've got a reset. We've got a hijack raise. We've got a small blind 3-bet. We're in position in the hijack. In this one, the suited version does the calls and the offsuit version does the raises.
In my
Good.
charts, it's the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at Wizardland. This is again, and the size, what was the initial size? 2.5. So let's at least get that right. 2.5. Wizard hijack raise. Small blind 3-bets the queens. Comes back on the hijack in the wizard. And you get this, and you get the opposite. So the answer is we don't know. And so
It doesn't matter.
yeah, well, it doesn't matter. We're gonna, you know,
It's just, yeah, you can do both basically. Either way, you're not going wrong. If you call or 3-bet or 4-bet, it doesn't matter, right?
and if we talk about one is because one has a rake and the other has cheap EV, we're, you know, to try to get those differences, we might be just making stuff up. So the answer is we don't know, and we're happy, and we're fine not knowing.
So I'm guessing you're going to call. I can't imagine you're showing us a hand which is just going to be 4-bet, unless you 4-bet and they call. I guess could still be quite
I'm
interesting.
showing it. Oh, you don't know this, Richie? No, these were just big pots.
So it could be anything. It could literally be you shove and then he calls or they call.
Yeah.
Okay, so you 4-bet. Yeah, that's fine. As we said, we all agreed, and they call, which makes it a bit more interesting, I suppose. They checked you. They should be, obviously, because you're the aggressor, and then you can, up to you, but continue. Oh, in 4-bets, actually. No, yeah, I still think you can continuation here because of your range is still quite condensed with aces and kings. I know you still have ace king, but yeah, you can continue here, and you would probably go, I was going to say about 25, but yeah, and then this person, they can't fold. Obviously, they've also got, the positive is they've got the backdoor flush as well. So I just call here. I don't think you would shove, but and then they check, and then you probably have to check this back and give up, right? You could bluff it, could you? I was going to say, because you're unblocking the flushes. But you're getting called in a 4-bet pot by most things, right? And you don't have much equity.
Yeah, I'm getting called by the flushes also.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
So this is why I was unsure, because you unblock, you know, their draws, which makes sense for you to shove, but you are gonna get called by a lot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, they folded. Okay, that if you called, you're most often behind with rarely an equity. But you, in this case, you actually had 2 overcards. but I'm surprised they folded that.
Shocked.
Yeah. I did
Yeah.
not see that happening.
No.
I played so bad.
But I
Right.
think you probably want additional equity with the flush draw.
It's tough because you either check it back and give up the pot, or I do think you shove, because any form of bet will basically, in theory, pot commit them if they call. So you're never going to get a fold. Like you have no fold equity on the river, so you only have fold equity here, I would say. So I think it is a check or fold unless you have a hand where you're trying to keep them in. There you a bet. Is that right thinking or not?
Anybody want to answer that?
What was the question? I missed it.
I got confused as well.
Sorry, so I was saying, if you are bluffing, right, it's better to probably bluff with the shove, because if you do a small bet, you
Yeah.
can't really do a
Yes.
triple barrel, because it will be so little in pot ratio that
Yes.
you're rarely going to have any fold equity on the river. So if you are committing yourself to a bluff, it'd be better to do here with one
Yeah.
card to come and they could be on a draw in hand than
Yes.
just doing a small
Yeah.
bet.
Right.
I just wanted to say that you probably want additional equity with the
I
flush draw.
agree.
So
Yeah.
I would like to have, that would be nice. But at least I unblock the flush draws, and when he has a flush draw, whenever he has a flush draw, I'm ahead.
Yeah.
or you're splitting.
Or I'm splitting,
You're,
yeah.
you're
basically.
more likely to split probably.
No, I'm more likely ahead. I'm more likely ahead. I'm more
Yeah,
likely
'cause
to get ace queen of heart, you
I was
know,
going to say ace queen
because
they
some
could
of his
have,
ace
right?
kings didn't call, some of his ace kings 5-bet me.
Yeah.
So I'm slightly more likely. Plus he has to have both my cards. It's less like, it's harder for him to have ace king there than it is ace queen, because I block ace and king. So he has more ace queen combos than ace king combos. So like that. I'm more likely ahead when he has a flush draw. Now, starting off, the queens can just bet out.
Wait, is this right? They're just betting out this entire range that they call the 4-bet with?
Yes, this is them. This board is this 8 of spades, 8-4 spades, 5 of hearts. Because their range, you know, yes, I have the aces and kings and they don't, but they have more of these than I do.
What?
And they can bet all of them. And I still have all my ace kingy things and ace 5-y things.
I guess you have more suited, no, they have more suited combos than you, which would probably give them the option to lead out as well, right? For the flush draw.
These are their combos. They really don't have many suited combos either.
Okay.
Did anybody else see this as this would be the strategy after calling a 4-bet in the small blind to donk out
No, I thought it was, I
your
thought we checked
entire
range.
range?
I thought we checked range.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah. You want to stick this one in the wizard.
I think
And
that-
what-
Yeah, I would think that's more connected. I think they are dockable boards, but I think they'd be more.
And what's your strategy as aggressor when he checks?
We're gonna find out. But would you, yeah, but Mike, put this one in the wizard, or Larry. Let's see how it responds, because this seems crazy. All right,
Hijack,
so
hijack small blind, right? Yeah.
hijack small blind. No, sorry, hijack, yes, hijack small blind. That's what it is. All right, so small blind, but he does check. And here I am with my ace king. And it doesn't matter that it's offsuit or suited. And I do the bet, and my bet size is, here we go. All right. So the pot, they've got the pot, we've got the pot of 55. That's pretty close to right. The suits are not that important in the betting strategy. And I bet 18 and we bet 13. And the answer is we don't even bet range here. This board is so bad for us. Because we just don't have these pairs. That's the difference. We have all this stuff that he doesn't. And the only good hands, the only hands that we like, these are the only hands that like it. So we bet 13. His queens decide to be cute and call. 4 of hearts. His queens stay cute. They check. The ace king can absolutely go for it. Absolutely. Every combo can. And the combos that like it unblock the flushes. Oh, no, wait. Block the front door flush. Club spade does it. So the complete unblocker is club diamond, right? So club diamond and diamond club
Don't like it.
that don't do it that much. They do it some, they don't do it that much. You really want to block the spade, and do you care about the heart? Spade heart loves it. So you want it. So unlike what we said, you want to block the flush draws or from either from coming in. But I don't know why you don't want to block them on the flush draws. Maybe because you get called. I don't understand it. Anybody want to say why spade heart and heart spade do it the most? Or spade heart and spade club do it the most? Nope. All right. Then it shall remain unknown. Did you say something, Turo?
Probably because if he calls you with the draw, he's behind.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say, Turo. I think that's right. Like you can do it and then they'll still call with their flush draws, but you still have a better hand.
Right. And I block the flush from coming in. Whereas with the club diamond, I have the better hand and all that's still true, but there's still one more heart or spade out there for him to hit. Okay. So when this happens and he checks and I do it, I jam it. There's some folding of queens.
Wow.
Oh my God. There's some folding of queens. And you fold them the most when you don't block the flush from coming in.
Yeah.
Club diamond. It's the same thing. You want to block because you want, when I bluff, you want me to have less odds. And he had specifically the spade diamond. Oh, spade diamond calls. Spade diamond. Oh my God. So lucky. 21%. All right. That was Richie. The person up next is Mike.
Okie doke. King, queen should raise. Sixes on the button, deeper stacks here between the two of you and even the blinds. So go ahead and call. Especially if you know the players in the blinds aren't going to do much, which just a quick glance says 3 bets are low. You know, they're all pretty loose.
Yeah, it could happen.
But yeah, I mean, mix the sixes there, you know, fold it, call it, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
All right. Oh, nice job, hero. Okay, so Jack 6 deuce. This is probably a check or bet larger sizing, like 1/2 to 3/4 type board. And hand wise, probably falls in there. I would probably default to more betting on this board. They check, and you have your sixes. You're going to bet. Do we bet small? Do we bet large when they check? Without a spade either. I would probably default to like 1/2 or like be 30.
Yeah, I went half.
You went right in there.
Right in there.
And then the king queen with the queen of spades. I wonder if we get to check raise at a pretty good clip.
I hope so.
Yeah, I bet they do. I bet this hand does. They won't probably. They'll probably just call. Oh, they did. Oh, what they did, and they kind of go to the big size, which is probably correct. It seems like that would be, you would use the bigger size here on this board. Now the sixes obviously aren't folding. So do we go bet 3-bet? And in position, we know we don't do it as often. And he makes it a nice, good, chunky size. Not a whole lot that can come in that you're too worried about. So probably just call.
And to quote the great Derek, visions of Las Vegas and the Mirage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice clean turn for the hero. And a card that probably is, I mean, it proves him in terms of his equity, or at least his, do we continue? Do we ever check? The 9 says, I don't know, it probably doesn't do much. It does bring in a double flush draw, so your fold equity is going down. Yeah, the King of Hearts is good. The Queen of Spades is good. You have the combo that probably wants to keep going. Like if we were to look at this, this is the one combo that says, let's keep piling money in. I think.
Yeah, I think that's what we saw with the ace king. Also,
Yeah. So do they do it? I would say yes, since they did the check raise and they use the B66, B75 sizing. Now do we? No, we still got pretty decent stack size. However, the board is a little scarier now.
it's a little scarier.
And they're using the bigger sizing. So they're pretty polarized. They are saying they have a good hand or they have a pretty good draw. So maybe we just fast play this and can we raise to a smaller size? Can we raise to like 50?
Against a polarized bet, they should have, quote, the nuts or nothing. We're gonna say that the nuts doesn't mean Jack, Jack, and 9-9. We're gonna mean,
Yeah, we could like
Pair,
get it up to ace
big-
jack.
so they fold all their nothing. So I think our raise can be big against a polarized bet.
Well, you also take away their ability to bluff the river.
Yes, if I do it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is if I'm gonna raise here, I don't think I need to raise small. I think that they have the upper lobe that they have to call and the lower lobe that they're going to fold.
Mm-hmm.
If I bet, I don't think I do some little 42.
No, I think if you raise, you jam.
Yeah, if you raise, you jam. But I'm gonna do this and give them 4 outs. They have 4 outs.
Nice.
All right.
And that's really clean. So you're just worried about 4 or 5 really, if they've played it this way, which they could. So if you're king queen, you've really filtered here, but this is rough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you kind of, I mean, you still got larger than pot size available to you.
Yeah. Now the
You
spade.
probably don't want the spade and the heart.
Yeah. Now the spade and the heart are really bad.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, this
They
is where
were
I
put
get,
on the
I
pen
feel like I'm in this position all the time and I never know what the hell to do. Like, if we bluff, can we go for a smaller size and accomplish what we can accomplish? Like, they could be on some draws, but you're blocking those draws. Oh, God, I don't know, man.
I think you give up with this hand.
Yeah, it's probably a good call.
If we maybe don't have spade heart or don't have the spade, let's just don't have the spade, then maybe we can bet this and we can bet it small because we're just trying to get ace high to fold. We're just trying to get the ace of spade, the ace spades of hearts to fold. So he gives up.
All right, you're set. Now, do we jam? Yeah, I mean, we get here. Yeah, we jam. They've got overpairs. Yeah. And they're just gonna fold.
It's not really a jam, but it's big. All right. All right, let's see what some of those suit interaction things are. This is hijack.
I think based on how it played out, the king queen, if they're going to bluff the river, do go for the small bluffs, right? And then if someone jams over, you obviously just fold it, because most people who are going to fold will be the missed draws, right? And they're gonna fold to a small or a big. Anything else, like hero here is basically uncapped, right? Because they bet out when check 2, they called a check raise, they called a continuation to a check raise, and when they're uncapped, you should bluff small rather than big, right? Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. You bluff small. You're not trying to get a hero fold from a jack. You're not trying to get ace jack to fold here.
Yeah.
You're trying to get ace 5 of spades to fold. And if along the way you get a seven, you get a pocket sevens to fold. Great.
Yeah, anything lower than a jack or a heart,
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
just getting with a high card, so a draw or a pair lower than a jack.
Yeah.
And
So,
which should fold.
yeah, so, this board, as you said, you weren't sure what to do, and that's good that you weren't sure what to do because neither is the solver, you know? So there are competing interests and you chose one of them. We bet the hearts the most. And that's all we know. We bet the hearts the most. It doesn't
I
really care.
think you can check range and
Yeah.
you're fine.
Now he's offsuit. You could check range, yeah. You could just check range here and simplify it a lot, but you don't need to. Here we go. So the king, queen offsuit. His
He's
particular
betting.
combo is heart spade, and heart spade bets the most often that we see here. Bets 20. Yeah, heart spade is the most often bet, and that makes sense. All right. So he bets
And
the
also
solid.
of note, it is also the one combo that likes the bigger frequency. I mean, the larger size more often.
Right. Oh, he checked. He checked raised. He went for the check raise. Okay, let's see if that is a thing. That's what he did. Check. Sixes, we do bet them. And we bet both sizes. And we bet right in between the two. But I think 2.2 is closer to what we bet. We bet this, and the king queen comes in, and the heart spade loves the raise, loves it. He went to 12. He went to 12. His most common, but we're going to keep him in his most common size, which was the 8. 8 and 14.
So
Let's give-
it's the smaller. It likes a smaller raise there. I thought the bigger size was a better.
Let's see. If we go big, does he still check raise the king queen? Yeah, he still does. But now his size is, we want to get him to we want to get the, okay, so he checked, we bet 5.2 there. And now we're back on him with the king queen. And now he does not love to check raise all the king queens. He does a few of them, but he doesn't love it. And when he does it, he goes to,
He even starts folding.
yeah, he does a lot of folding. So I'm gonna do the one where he has, where it's richer there. Check. We bet.
Yeah, hit the check
So
button.
he checked.
There you
He
go.
checks. We bet. And now he goes to, let's call it the 8.2. Okay. And then our sixes. There is some bet 3 betting, but mostly we do this. The turn is the X of hearts, the 9 of hearts. And when he's here with his king, queen, he do a lot of giving up. The heart spade does a lot of giving up. He does not give up. He goes 20, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 20. So he takes it.
What bluffs are continuing?
Say again. I missed what you said, Tura.
What are the bluffs he wants to continue on the turn
Oh.
with?
What does he like to bluff?
King 10.
King queen suited with the combo draw.
Yeah.
Then king queen.
These are pretty high equity bluffs here. Yeah, he's got the spade draw. He's got an open-ended, he's got a gut shot, he's got an over. You want to see some low equity bluffs? I give you
King 6.
well, even these are they're all gonna be spades. There's not gonna be anything that's insanely nothing.
6-5 is a 6-5 of hearts, I assume.
6-5 of hearts.
It's King 6 of hearts. All of them.
No, king six is crazy.
Blocking the middle set.
Yeah, King six, you gotta call it a bluff even though it's got a six in it. You can't
Right.
possibly think your six, you can't possibly think your six is good after the check raise and that. So he goes for it. And after he goes for it, our sixes. Is this right? This is the turn. He goes for it and our sixes just say, let's go. You can call them. You really want a six of hearts to not jam. If you want to say, you want to be blocking the hearts from coming in. And we do not have it. So
Blunder.
it doesn't love my play here. Answers?
False pattern recognition. R goes to red, W goes to white. B, blue,
Mhm.
it's common wire, that's your ground.
So I put it to the wrong thing. Right, and now it works?
Yes.
Great.
I replaced the 5 amp fuse under the house, tested everything. We removed your common wire, it's still on the wall if you need it in the future.
Great.
No service fee, half hour.
Okay. And we'll pay you money. All right. Cool. Do you want to pay it out? Do you want a check? Do you want cash? Do you want a
Check
credit
cash,
card?
whatever's better.
I have $80 on me, probably. Let me do it that way. I have $100 on me. I will say thank you. And you do not need to give me change.
Thank you.
Thank you. You made my day.
We left it set for 65.
Great.
Test it. If it does anything funny, let me know.
You got it.
Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
All right. Bye-bye. You can tell that I played yesterday. That's why I have $100 bills here. All right.
Did
there
you
we
win
go.
as well?
Yes, I did. All right, here we go. What are we doing? Okay, so we were looking at, so we were looking at what the bluffs were. Yep, and then so it does not like my call without a heart to block it. Do we think that matters in population? We think population overvalues their jacks and things that the solver doesn't. So this is why I think that my play is okay compared to the solver. I don't mean it's better. I just think that the difference is that the solver does not mistakenly overvalue ace jack here to the extent that this guy does. When this 9 comes.
Yeah, but also the other thing is that players on the player pool will probably underbluff the river, or do you think not?
Okay.
The triple barrel bluff, what you want him to have when you slow play.
Yeah. Yes, but they still bet their jack. So.
Yeah, but you're gonna get money from the jack anyway.
Yeah,
then.
that's true. That's true. Okay, I don't know if this is a better idea, but this is a good thing to at least have in mind to see this. Of how I did it. When you call, he's gonna give the 3 of clubs comes, and does he give up on all his bluffs here? Hard for him to get here. He'll continue bluffing, like that. So, okay. Next hand, that was Mike. Next hand is Tura again.
Sevens open, ace jack, 3-bet, 5s should fold, and 7 should continue. Ace jack can probably check or bet. I would be more inclined to check. Sevens are never folding. Just call. Ace jack should now give up because he's blocking the folds. and sevens can probably bet small or check. I think by betting small, you put in a tough spot his overcards and you get some protection or value from those.
Yep.
But checking is fine too. And ace jack now on the river. I don't know if you want to bet
He gives up.
sevens, can probably just check.
Yep.
Oh, he goes for value, and ace jack should fold. Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah, all right.
Mm.
That's nice.
That's nice. So we had cutoff, we have button, small blind. We have button raise. Small blind with ace jack suited does the 3-bet.
I'm impressed, Scotty.
Thank you. Back on the button, we call the sevens. Flop is 8-4-3 rainbow. 8 of clubs, 4 of hearts, 3 of spades, we'll say, because I didn't look that close. He, with his ace jack, chose to bet 7, if I remember correctly. Yep. So he bets 7, and let's just take a look with his ace jack suited. Mostly doesn't do it. It wants to make sure you have if you're gonna bluff with an ace, you should have the best ace. Is what he's saying. Ace jack offsuit does it a lot. But you have way fewer of them. So that's why. Is that true? No, it's not true. Okay.
Way more.
Yeah, way more of them. All right. Way more of them. All right. But he does the bet. There's a 3 of the, in our thing, it's the 3 and the 3 is of clubs in spades. So does he do it with spades the most? No, doesn't matter. So he bets. Sevens have an easy call. Sliver of raising. I don't think we need that. I think that if Jonathan Little has taught us anything, this is a call. All right. We pick up the 3 of spades, which is matching the 4. So whatever suit the 4 is, 3 of hearts. There we go. 3 of hearts. His ace jack now goes, oh, I was kidding. I was just kidding. Checks. My sevens can do whatever I want, but the suit matters. And the suit it wants you to check back. You should be blocking the flush from coming in to check back. All right. To check back, you should be blocking the flush from coming in. And I don't. So that's my mistake there. That's the subtlety I didn't pick up on. And I think this is worth it. I think knowing this distinction matters. You know, by how many big blinds an hour, I don't know. I'm just saying, I think that's worth learning. Is that I don't want a spade to come in, so I should block a spade if I'm going to call, if I'm going to check back. But it's not non-existent. So there's the check. Then we get the 9 of offsuit, which would be in this case, diamonds is an offsuit. 9 of diamonds comes in. His ace jack continues to not bluff and hope that ace high is good. Now my sevens are free to bet. All of them bet. And their size is 27, which is half pot, 3/4 pot.
Nice.
So I went a little small. I went the 18. I went the equivalent of 18. So I bet 18. And is his ace jack call ever? Yep. Yep. He's stuck into having to do some calling. There we go. Everybody played it okay. I played the turn worse than he did, but I still got all the chips. All right, that's Tura. Skate.
All right. I guess we're gonna open the button 8-7.
Mhm.
Yep. Queen 10 could definitely defend.
Yep. He does. He defends by raising. That's fine.
Defends by raising.
Against the button, sure.
Yep. I mean, our hand. I mean, we could see the hand. It sucks that we have the same suit, but you know, as played, I think we could call and see a flop.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, favorable flop for us. So not sure what Queen 10 is gonna do.
Probably
He goes
check.
check. That seems
Which-
fine.
Seems good. I like it. 8-7 here. Yeah, yeah, we could jam this. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Let's-
first question to ask is, can you call a check raise?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
I think you want to raise if he bets with this combo.
I think you wanna bet this combo when you're drawing to nutted equity.
Yep. Yep, I agree.
I
Maybe
think
jack, yeah, maybe some other, maybe ace eight. And ace eight could probably still call it. Yeah. So there you go. Yep.
yeah, I think our hand on the button. You're saying on the button is good enough to bet.
Yeah. Maybe 8-9, maybe 8-9 of clubs doesn't bet. Cause
Yeah.
it really struggles to call a check raise, but 8-7 just can, and especially with one of the suits. So that'd be interesting to see. He bets.
Okay, Queen 10. I'm assuming that they're gonna go. The board is not favorable for them, and they cannot complete their story.
I don't like a check raise from queen 10 here. We'll see if the solver does. But against this size, I think he can call.
Yeah, this is a very small size. I mean, we can just look at pot odds and equity.
Two overs, ugly backdoor straight and decent backdoor flush.
Yeah. I mean, this is a B25 you call.
Right,
Probably don't call without a heart.
right. Yeah, you need that.
Or without I should say without backdoor flush
Yeah,
equity.
Queen 10 of clubs fold. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Alright, what now, Skate?
Okay, Queen 10 is going to check once again.
Oh, I agree with you, but he doesn't. He's decided that a king is good for his range, and it is. He's right about that.
I think, yeah, I think the king is good for his range, and yeah, this puts the button in a tough spot.
Does. Time to represent ace king.
So I think you call again with your additional 4 outs to a straight.
What do you think, Skate?
I think it sucks this spot if I were villain 71. I mean, we could see the cards, but I mean, to this size,
Yeah.
it starts becoming kind of like I would prefer to have ace 8 here, of course, as opposed to 8-7. So I'm not really.
No.
I don't know. I kind
No,
of
you
like
want
the 7
8-7.
better. I like the
Yeah.
8-7 better. Because the ace could come and I could still be losing to ace king. I'm not losing to I'm not losing to king 7 here when the 7 comes.
I mean, yeah, it's a good point, I guess.
Yeah, I think we got 9. I think we can, no, do we have 9 clean outs? No, because we don't have spade outs. We have 9 good outs. And if they come and if the 8 comes a spade, if the 7 comes a spade, if the 5 comes a spade, we're still not folding, but we're not happy. Yeah, but I still think I think we got to call. Are you calling here, Skate?
I mean, player dependent. I mean, this is a button versus the blind, so I can get on board for calling.
Yeah, he does. He does. I like it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, they called.
All right.
Okay. So I think considering villain 73 was so aggressive on the turn, I think that they may or may not continue on the river. Most likely they may. So we may see a shove here. We may see a shove.
I think they're going to shove. I think they're going to shoot out.
Yeah,
Yep.
let's a shove.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's tough. You got two overs to the 8. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. It's a tough spot, but considering that they they called the turn, I don't know.
Yep. I believe that if it were me, I would fold. I think
Yeah,
I think I would
they-
fold the hand here.
Yeah, they might fold. They might fold.
They do.
Yeah, they
Right.
fold.
All right, let's see the misery that this is. All right, so button raises. Big blind defend, plays king 10 suited, it defends and chooses to defend with a raise. Perfectly fine. Good. And here we go, button with the 9-8 suited, calls. 8-7 suited, calls. That's what he calls with. And we get the 8 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, 4 spades. 8 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, 4 spades. Okay, good. And so the first thing we see is that the queen 10 suited, when it gets in here, checks a lot. It bets when it has a backdoor, and when it doesn't have a backdoor, as Larry pointed out, it just gives up, doesn't even try. But he does the check version of it, right? He does the check version, perfectly fine. And now the 7-8, he goes small. The 7-8 always bets and loves to bet small. So good on him. And now to continue, the queen 10 should need a backdoor. That's what we predict. Queen 10 can only continue with the backdoor, and it can check raise with a backdoor. 2 overcards, backdoor flush, bad backdoor straight is enough. Backdoor straight isn't enough. And so that fits with what we were saying before. He does the call version, if I remember correctly. Yep, he does the call. Now the king comes, the king of spades. And does the queen 10 now go, that's good for my range? Only with the spades. He's got a snippet of hearts. He's got a snippet of it. He found it. And he does it at the size of 17. He does it bigger than necessary. But this is the only size we can use, so he does that. And our 8-7 does not give up yet. And when we have the spade, we go for it. What do you guys think of the 3-bet of the raise version of this from the 8-7?
Well, I think generally donks are non-nutted. I mean, it's, we can't really.
Yeah.
And you look at the frequency of donks and you look at the hand strength, it's non-nutted. So fighting fire with fire, I think makes some makes sense sometimes if you have additional redraws. Can you hover over the 8-7 again?
Yeah.
I like it with the combo draw. I think the combo draw makes sense.
Yeah, you
But
like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm finding it without the combo draw.
If we were trying to simplify this node, and I don't think we couldn't get here, but mentally, I think it would be just fine to take all of this raise and put it all in the 8-7.
Yeah, yeah,
Always raise this and always call this and be just fine.
yeah, I agree.
Right, so he calls. Great. And now we end up with the 10, with the jack of clubs. The spades don't come in. The queen 10, which he has, goes for it.
Yeah,
And the hearts definitely go for it.
yeah.
They go for it. And let's see, they're sizing when they do it. All across the board for the sizing. And he goes for the big one. And I think the 7-8 just has to give up.
Indifferent. We are
More than care about
indifferent.
suits. Yep, but it calls these more often, but it also has them less often. So it's that ratio there. So you can say that it just does it sometimes. It's just indifferent. And I don't fault him, and good for that guy.
So what's it doing with 8-6? Is it calling with its 2-pair 8-6?
Oh, it can't be folding eights. It can't be folding 2-pair. There we
Okay.
go. No, it's happy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. 8-6 sets. As long as you want to look at this, every king, we don't fold a king. Okay, we don't fold a king. Jacks mix. These jacks don't do it. Your best jack calls. All your other jacks are 2 pairs. So best jack, 2-pair jacks.
I
suited
see
jack.
there are aces in our range. Do you guys call aces versus the 3-bet?
Yeah, so in theory, you are calling aces in this configuration because he has got, button versus big blind. He has a very polarized range. Like if you look at the pre-flop range of big blind, it's quite polarized and it has a lot of bluffs
Yeah.
in theory. And because of that, we're gonna have traps at some frequency with aces. Do I ever do it? Yes. Yes, I've done it.
Yeah.
I don't trap with anything but aces. I don't trap with kings, but yeah, definitely.
But if we do this, he's small blind, right?
It was button versus big blind, wasn't it?
Oh, big blind? He's big blind?
I
Yeah,
think.
okay. But here we still have aces trapped. Look at that.
Yeah, I think I'm not trapping
Well,
kings,
not-
but I'm trapping aces.
Yeah. But the frequency of doing it here,
But if you look at his
Oh,
range,
God.
like look at big blind's 3-betting range.
Yeah.
If you look at big blind's yeah, here. Yeah, it's pretty polarized. I mean, there's a lot of like 10-8, queen 10. GTO Wizard's more polarized and has a lot of stuff like queen 5 suited, queen 4 suited.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have traps against such a polarized range with a lot of trash.
yeah. But we're much more, we flop the aces much more when we're when we were the button than when we were under the gun. Because his big blind range that he raised us with is
It's-
much
Yeah.
Condensed, yeah,
going to call us,
yeah. So
That's he doesn't, we don't need to call to keep so much stuff in this situation. Make sense?
yeah,
All right, that was Turas. That was Skate. We are on to Richie.
Okay, where are we? So we would fold to button, ace, queen could open.
Although we have that nonsense first.
Yeah. Okay. And then in theory, it should fold round back to, well, they didn't open big enough. They didn't, sorry. Yeah, big enough, but they got a broken stack, so I guess to kind of see. And then it should fold back around to the Jack 10, who should fold, but they're probably going to obviously recall it. So
Well,
yeah.
I think the Jack 10 should call to this stupid, this sizing, to this sizing, the Jack 10.
Fair
should-
enough.
Yeah, this sizing is just whack.
Terrible.
Now,
Yeah.
I disagree with this call, but I understand it. I disagree with it, but I understand it. We are not going to, with 6-3, we are not going to play this game for one big blind. But he should.
And that's why they should. In a way.
God.
Okay, so 4-7 to check. 10 Jack could obviously check it to the aggressor. The short stacked as well, so them getting all in is not too much of a concern. Ace Queen should bet, right? They have top pair and the aggressor, etc. 4-7 should fold. Here, I would, with the 10s of clubs, you could slow play this. I don't hate check raising it. But yeah, with the 10 club, you could slow play this. What would I do in this situation? Without a short stack, I would probably raise it. With a shorter stack where you've got a better chance, you've still got a decent chance of getting it all in. Holding the club, I'd probably check. I would probably just call it.
But this is
He
fine.
raises, fair enough.
Totally
Yeah,
fine.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Ace Queen, they've obviously got top. They should be slightly concerned, but you call this at least.
Yeah, can't fold.
Yeah, can't fold this. Now they're the aggressor. They need to continue with some shape or form. They're a shorter stack. The pot's 20, so they're just over, what, 2-1. What would keep a queen in and not scare them too much? Maybe half pot? And
If
still
they go
gives you the
half
option to
pot-
get in?
Let's see, if they go half pot, the pot gets up to
40 if they call,
40,
and then they have to
and we will
shove.
have 45 left. So that's not big.
Unless,
You wanna
yeah,
You want to go 2.
that's fair enough. Okay, so what you thinking? 15? They would go to what, 40, and then 15 and 15. That'd be 50. They just under pot. Yeah, yeah, I can see that. So 50.
75.
Yeah.
Yep. He goes 10.
Oh, sorry, I was forgetting. I was playing both of them. So this person, I'd still call with top pair. It's you know,
no reason to raise, just-
it's a little bit of a concern. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Here then, does the Jack 10 ever go for a bluff? Not a bluff, a check shove if the person bets, or do they just want to try and get in now? So they got 3 options, right? They've got a small bet where they could hope the in-person goes over the top of them. They got a check, hoping the person bets and raise, or they got just a straight shove. I think the ace is good for the in position player. So I think shoving here with the hope that they have a strong one they're going to call with, or now have hit 2 pair is reasonable, just to try and get paid. I think shoving's fine. I think I'd go with the shove.
Yes. So as I look at this, the one bet that I don't like is a block. Because a block lets a queen, like king queen, call for cheap.
Yeah, get you.
So I think, yeah. So that's the other thing. I don't think I like a block. He goes pseudo block, and now should the ace queen raise here? Yeah, he should. There's only 28 left. He
Yeah,
should.
probably. Just
should.
hope they've got the beat them with a 2 pair now.
Yeah,
Like counter the 2 pair,
yeah.
etc. Yeah.
They should. Okay. And that's Richie, and I think that's where we're gonna end, even though we don't end on a hero thing, because everybody got one in, and unless the next hand is a hero hand, we're not gonna play it. Is it me? Nope, we're not playing it. Okay,
All right.
great.
Thank you for the time, Scotty. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Next week, I'm gonna be in Europe again, so Larry, you'll open the room, and then Mike, if you can bring heads up hands, face up hands,
Okay, yeah, I should be good.
that'd be awesome. And then tomorrow, regular time, 9:15, we will do stuff.
All right, gents. Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao.
Cheers all. See you.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya.